So if you recall from my first time wearing a partial fursuit video, I had set some mini goals or events at Anthrocon that I would have loved to occur if I were given the opportunity. And even for one of those specific goals, I would have never imagined something like this would ever happen.
Alright, but it's Majiru, it's Majiru. I'm Majira Raspberry, you're Majiru.
I am the menorah.
What?
What? I'm the real menorah.
Oh my god.
I've been waiting for so long to make this video. Shout out to Zillion for filming the elevator ride up to the hotel. He truly caught me at my best moment. But anyways, heyo guys, my name is BetaEtaDelota, and today I have a very special story to share with you guys. So like I had wanted to potentially happen, I got probably one of the biggest opportunities to fursuit around Anthrocon in a full suit. And to give the grand reveal of whose suit it was, we're doing face cam. So if you were in the Westin Hotel lobby on that Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. and you saw Majira, or in this case old Jira since he has his brand new suit, yeah, that was me. I got to fursuit as Majira 2.0 on the last night of Anthrocon. I can't even stop smiling about it. I loved it so much. Also to clarify, for those confused if I really wore Majira 2.0, 1, 2, 3. There we go. The more you know. So if it hasn't been easily apparent, I'll be telling the story of how I got to fursuit as Majira 2.0, what the experience itself was like, and the valuable lesson that I took from the event overall. So to tell the full story, let's do a little recap on the events leading up to that Sunday night. I hung out with friends on Thursday and Friday, performed and did a mediocre job on the Berry Talk show on Saturday, and went to the Furry YouTuber meetup. Overall, nothing really happened with regards to the events leading up to that Sunday. I just wasted 11 seconds of your life. The only thing to really know is that everyone was busy on Friday and Saturday, which meant that I wasn't able to hang out all the time. So since Sunday was rolling around and it was known to be just a chill day where nothing major happened and the con would be closing later that evening, I messaged Majira on Telegram earlier that morning asking, hey, are you free to hang out at some point today? He never got back to me, so I didn't think much of it and just hung out with some other furry YouTuber friends. Well, that is until he ran into me and let me tag along with him for the rest of the day. We went to the dealer's den, got food, and finally went to hang out in his room before he went to fursuit. When we were all just hanging out and chilling in the room, Majira asked me if I had ever fursuited before. I told him about that one time I tried on a partial fursuit on stream, but besides that, I hadn't had any other experiences. He was surprised to hear this and asked me if I wanted to fursuit as Majira 2.0 when he went to fursuit as new Jira later on. Whoa, just stop. Okay, I'm surprised that worked. How did I get to this point? Like, I'm a nervous wreck and pretty much an overall loser, yet this is happening. I say we go with it. All right, Beta, don't screw this up. You're a ball of social anxiety, but you got this. Yeah, I'd love to do that. Flawless. So I agreed. The deal was sealed. Majira later handed me the Not the Real Majira badge. I still have this thing, and I absolutely adore it. You look so nervous, yet so cute. I had no clue I had it on me after leaving the con, and when I unpacked, I just found it, and I'm like, oh, this belongs to him. If you want it back, Majira, just tell me and I'll mail it. So at the end of the day, I stole it. Now for the fun part. Kiwi helped me get all suited up as Majira since I've never put on a full suit before. And yes, I was short Jira, chubby Jira, and any other iteration of Majira that wasn't good-looking Majira. It feels nice to have a below-average height. So after getting all suited up, I was really giddy and could not stop smiling. This was an exciting moment for me. I was full suiting for the first time ever, let alone as Majira Strawberry. But once we were all ready, we went down to the Westin Hotel lobby since the convention area itself was closed. And as soon as we got down there, people were already coming over for hugs and pictures. I know that actual Majira was getting a ton more love since it's new Jira. Everyone wants to meet new Jira. But I quite actually got surrounded by people wanting to get hugs and take pictures with me. And it was amazing. I had a bunch of friends recognize me immediately just based off of my stature and overall behavior around them. Also, I might have tweeted out that I was suiting as Majira an hour beforehand. Oops. We ended up getting a huge group photo midway through, which shout out to Helicity Husky for taking that photo. It took me 2 weeks to find that picture, but god am I glad I did because the memories just started flooding back immediately. Overall, the first hour was amazing. Now during the second half of fursuiting, we went down to the waterfront, which is this massive space underneath the convention center that overlooks a massive body of water. It's quite beautiful out there at night, and I highly recommend any of you to go next time you go to Anthrocon. But around this time, I was feeling a little woozy. I was a bit tired and definitely dehydrated, but I felt mainly energetic and excited. Really quick though, I want to give a big thank you to Bleo Duffy, Matthew Reef, and Soren for acting as impromptu handlers when I was in suit, especially when it came down to walking down to the waterfront since I couldn't see the ground or 10 feet in front of me. Soren best traffic cone. So they helped me get down to the waterfront with everyone else. Ascari wanted to get pictures of Majira and I, so that was fun and pretty straightforward. We all T-posed in a circle, which people were really confused about. I have to assert my dominance it somehow. After that, which I thought was absolutely the sweetest thing, a fan of mine apparently knew I was going around in Majira 2.0 and went down to the waterfront to find me. She actually hand-delivered this adorable fan art piece she made. After that, we're about an hour and a half into fursuiting, and I'm actually feeling the last of the energy leave my body. I went over to Soren and I'm like, we need to go now. I'm going to pass out. So him, Bleo, and Matthew Reeve helped me get back to the Headless Lounge at the hotel. I almost passed out twice on the way back, which thank God Soren led the way. Even though he didn't have to catch me, there was a very good chance of Majira turning into Asphalt Jira. But after saying hi to every fan who wanted to meet me, I finally made it to the Headless Lounge. Now, as a note, before suiting, Kiwi told me I was going to sweat pretty badly if this was my first time full suiting. Of course, I thought I had this. This was going to be easy. I barely sweat. This was the final result of suiting after 2 hours. I was practically drenched and I didn't even know it. But after I got my second wind, I met up with Zillion, Ace, Timus, and Ragehound, in which we all went back up to the hotel room so I could change. And then the blessing that was the I am the menorah clip happened, and it was fantastic. After that, I just changed, showered, and hung out with everyone for the rest of the night. So now for the important part, or at least what I see as important. And yes, I'm using facecam for this portion because adding in character stills takes way too much effort. But in all seriousness, adding in facecam kind of makes this feel a bit more genuine, especially for this part. So for the real question, what is the valuable lesson that I took from fursuiting as Majira? This is actually something I want you guys to try to understand, especially from the first person and third person perspectives, as this can actually improve your overall concept of empathy, where empathy is the mentality of being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to understand what they might be going through. It's quite literally asking, what are they thinking? Which that statement kind of already answers the question. The most important thing that I took from that night is that I actually understood what it was like to be Majira. Yes, from an outside perspective, I can understand that Majira has tons of fans who love and want to meet him. I do have a sense of empathy for this case, but I got to experience this firsthand, not just towards an empathetic perspective, but understanding it as, you know, what if I was in that scenario? I will say it, as much as I loved meeting every single fan of Majira's that night, I honestly couldn't imagine doing that every day during the con, even if I was out of fursuit, because in the end, I wouldn't want to let anyone down or have someone be disappointed that they wouldn't get to meet me. But after experiencing that full 2 hours and being able to reflect on it like I am now, that just gave me a newfound respect for the time and patience that Majira gives to each and every fan who wants to meet him both in and out of suit. You know, it also made me consider if I had bothered him at all with wanting to hang out at Anthrocon, which I kind of feel bad about now. I know he's a busy guy and basically has an entire career to continue. YouTube doesn't pay well. I've been doing this for 6 years, but that's why I feel bad now just asking to be able to hang out with him, even though I absolutely loved the time that I got to. But regardless, I now have an idea of what he goes through when he fursuits at conventions. And even still, I explicitly kept this in mind when I was fursuiting as him that night. I kept going even if I was about to pass out. I said hi to and hugged every single person that wanted to meet Majira and didn't turn anyone down. Most importantly though, I didn't break the magic, because I know that's what Majira would have wanted, or what he would have more than likely done for his fans. As for applying this to me, and this portion is not supposed to be egotistical in the slightest, I will more than likely be in his situation one day, like full on. I will keep doing YouTube. I hope to eventually hit 100,000 subs, and I'm going to get a fursuit. Getting to be Majira in his fursuit kind of trained me on how I should behave around fans and friends in the future. Now I know I did a pretty decent job at Anthrocon with my fans, all 187 of you guys, but it kind of gave me a little wake-up call to show that what I do is acting on such a grander level than just the TV screen. This absolutely sounds egotistical despite my clarifications. Now the lesson that I don't want you guys to take from this is that you should be hesitant about meeting Majira or saying hi because of reason X, Y, or Z. Please don't think that you shouldn't meet me, him, or any of your favorite furry YouTubers. I personally believe that everyone should at least get one Majira hug in their lifetime, or a Maverick Life Jacket hug, but that'll have to wait until next spring. Trust me. But with relating to reason X, Y, or Z for why you think you should not meet Majira, which in this case, it's fear as to what might happen, I'll vouch on this and say that from my time getting to know him, Majira really is a sweet guy and he's very approachable, even if the thought for some people is scary. I was in a very similar situation a good 5 months back where I genuinely thought Majira hated me before I was about to meet him at A&E. And this was hardly the case, as you can tell. But the takeaway message for you guys is that you shouldn't be fearful of wanting to go and say hi or meet your favorite fursuiters or furry YouTubers if you see them. I know this may be hard to take into practice, especially at a convention, but just trust me, we are just as happy to see you as you're to see us. Besides that, there's nothing else for me to share on this topic or story. Thank you all for watching, and I know I've told him this multiple times over already, but thank you Majira for giving me the opportunity to fursuit around as you. It may not seem like a big deal, but to me it was, and it changed a lot for me, and I can't thank you enough for it, so thank you. But that about does it for this video, guys. Have a good rest of your summer, and as always, stay life jacket, guys. Take care.